This year, I drew for a mule buck tag in a zone in southern Alberta. It was a new zone to me, and one that's cut up into small pastures and crop fields. Easy to locate deer from a truck, but hard to find a real hunt and to get away from the roads to find true wilderness. After several days of getting permission from landowners and locating some likely spots, we had found some great deer, but we had yet to find an area that was really removed from the roads and offered a real challenge in a remote setting. Finally, we joined up with a friend who had set up camp on a great section of land that provided just what we wanted. The four of us headed out of camp to locate a group of deer that had been hanging around the valley bottom for a couple of days. As we started off, we began to make a wide loop around the area to ensure we had a fully covered approach. For me, this landscape was a relief from the highways and back roads that typically intersect the prairies of southern Alberta. This area of the river valley is a few miles removed from any roads whatsoever, and for the first time that we were out there, it finally felt like a real hunt. Fair chase. No roads, no easy access, only your boots on the ground. We located the herd from about 1.5 miles out and watched them for probably 30 minutes. No sign of the herd buck. We needed to move into a better position to take a closer look. Finally, we found him. After watching for another 15 minutes, we decided we needed to move into a better position.
Alright, the four of us have been sneaking up on these mule deer for about 1 mile, maybe 1.5 miles, and we're finally confident that it's a shooter, and we're going to take a poke at it here. We're going to come up over this ridge right there, and we should be about 150 yards away. It's a bit windy for a bow shot, so we're going to give it a try with the rifle.
We snuck into our final position and ranged it at 160 yards. The big buck was bedded down in some deep grass, with only the tips of his rack visible from our vantage point. After watching for another 40 minutes, a small spike buck got a little too close to one of the does our buck was herding. He finally made his move. In some ways, I feel like I've been hunting this buck for 3 years, although the day I harvested him was the first time I saw him. Over the last 3 years, I've had an incredibly frustrating time, far more lows than highs. Long days spent in the bush without seeing any animals, or blown chances from a misstep or a shift in the wind. Freak weather events that force you to change plans or retreat. This hunt was a good reminder for me of why I do this. It's not about the final shot. It's about all the time you spent leading up to it. Time spent outside with great friends. Time spent connecting with that basic instinct that drives us to explore.